boycotts. Every consumer's favorite weapon. Whether it's Israel-affiliated brands like McDonald's, those Cadbury pork-laced chocolates, or H&M for employing child laborers at their plants in Myanmar. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Like the Grab Your Wallet campaign against Ivanka Trump's handbags, in direct response to a father wanting to grab some kittens. Want to make sure a company knows you're pissed with them? Boycott them. Stopping violations, protecting the rights of the downtrodden, achieving world peace, basically setting things right with our wallets. It feels good. It makes us feel powerful. But do boycotts really work? Can we consumers really teach big companies a lesson by threatening to financially hurt them? Well, some boycotts have been successful. Take for instance the public outrage after the 2013 documentary film Blackfish. Earlier this year, SeaWorld said it will end all orca breeding programs and the whales will no longer perform for crowds. In case you forgot why this is a big deal,
all whales in captivity are all psychologically traumatized. It's not just telecom.
If you were in a bathtub for 25 years, don't you think you'd get a little psychotic?
Unfortunately, they won't be freeing the orcas to live in sea pens, but it's still a huge victory for animal rights campaigners. And in 2013, many brands like Zara and Gap banned the use of Angora rabbit fur in their lines after angry shoppers threatened to boycott them. This was after PETA released a video footage showing workers in Chinese factories ripping fur off live, screaming rabbits. Most times, however, boycotts share a pretty similar ending to Nike's story. In the 90s, a sports giant was accused of bad employment practices, which led to a global boycott. This actually forced Nike to take huge steps towards transparency. But then in 2008, Australia's Channel 7 exposed what it called human trafficking on a massive scale at Nike sweatshops in Malaysia.
Recruiters in poverty-stricken countries offer desperate men and women guaranteed work in Malaysia. But there's a catch, an upfront fee, the equivalent of a year's wages. Now they're in debt. On arrival, their passports are confiscated. Now they're trapped.
And we still hear about issues with their supply chain. Why is that? Surely no company, be it Nike or H&M or Apple, wants to be associated with child labor or suicidal workers or animal cruelty. Well, thing is, these companies don't actually own half the factories that make their stuff. These plants belong to their subcontractors. So even if these brands impose ethical standards, there's no guarantee that their products are ethically made because the subcontractors can sub the order out to another subcontractor, which does not meet those standards, which is where proper regular inspections come in. I mean, these aren't isolated incidents. So these companies can't just say, oh, we didn't know. And how about the countries where these plants are located? Their governments may have the right laws in place, but who's enforcing them? And that's us, the consumer. We're also guilty of closing an eye to all this funny business. We know there has to be some cheap labor involved, but we buy cheap products anyway. And that's just the retail business. This is everywhere. So, back to boycotts. It worked for the killer whales, so how do we make them work for everything else? Well, first off, this means more awareness, as well as accepting that ethical practices will mean pricier products or fees. No such thing as pang lang zang or cheap nice good, okay? Secondly, if we're really unhappy about a company's business practices, we don't aim for its short-term profits. Because if a company is big enough, it's not really going to feel the pain of losing a few customers. Sustained attention must be on its brand, because the brand value alone can be worth billions. Is this company guilty of animal testing, toxic dumping, secretly offering cheaper mobile plans to select customers? A boycott's ultimate goal is to hit its reputation hard enough, get enough people talking so that policies are changed, not just at this particular company, but the industry itself, and perhaps even at the government level. And finally, as I said earlier, sustained attention. We don't get change by staying angry the length of time it takes to post our outrage on Facebook. It's like our annual Genting bus crash or the floods in Kelantan. Happens every year, gets everyone angry, a task force gets set up, big words from politicians, and then we forget all about it until it happens again. Something gets posted on Facebook, the internet dogpiles on it, the internet forgets. Lather, rinse and repeat. So, if something really matters to you, just keep at it. Get media and public interest focused on it because we can make that change. Just make sure it's something worthwhile. I mean, those people who threatened to stop watching The Walking Dead if Glenn died, well, spoiler alert, he got his head bashed in anyway, and the rest of us are still watching to see what Negan and his vampire bat are going to do next. Just saying.